Hello, I'm Jason McKinney and welcome to In 5 Minutes or Less. And today we're going to talk about Mike Rice, the current men's basketball coach for Rutgers University, who is in a lot of hot water for abusing his players during practice. Now, it lasted from 2010 until 2012, and in that span, he was seen to be kicking his players, shoving and pushing his players, throwing basketballs at his players, and using questionable language towards his players. Now, videos were given to the athletic director of the school, and he suspended Mike Rice for 3 games and fined him for $50,000 back in December of 2012. Seems pretty light, doesn't it? Well, now everything has hit the fan now that these tapes have been released to the public through ESPN's Outside the Line. And now everyone is calling for his firing. So let's get this out of the way. What he did was deplorable, and what he did was wrong. And there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You know, you could say, this is how some people coach, there's tough coaching in the world. There's a line, and he crossed the line. I mean, there's tough coaching, but you shouldn't resort to hitting your players with basketballs or kicking your players. That's just inexcusable. That doesn't help them at all become a better basketball player. That just hurts them, and it really could make them worse. And then there's the language. Now, some people, like Mike Greenberg, have said that they're a little shocked and a little disgusted that the language isn't the biggest part of this. Well, what you've got to realize is that this type of language has been used for years, probably 100 years of this type of language being used. It's going to take a long time to phase it out, especially since the LGBT community is just now starting to make headway in many different aspects of society. So, there's that. And to wit, I say, take a look at the N-word. African Americans have done a great deal for themselves in the last 50 years. But do you think the N-word is going to stop being used? No, it's not. People are still going to use it inside and outside of that community, just like the words that Mike Rice used. Now, Mike Rice said faggots and fairies. I'm going to say those now to keep them in context. And they're terrible, terrible words. But they have been used for a long time, and it's going to take a long time to get them out of the lexicon. But Mike Greenberg brought up a very good point, is that this all happened at Rutgers University. Now, Mike Rice started coaching at Rutgers in 2010, and in 2010, a student by the name of Tyler Clementi jumped off a bridge and killed himself after his roommate filmed him having relations with another man and proceeded to embarrass and make fun of him for that fact. You would think at a school with such a sensitive situation that you would think about that before using those words, and Mike Rice didn't, and that's what's deplorable. That's what's disgusting, is that at a school like that, where that just happened, that you would still continue to do that. That's where it gets really insensitive, and that's why I really don't agree with anybody that agrees with him using that language and saying it's okay in that regard. It isn't at all, because of what happened at that school. So now the question remains: should Mike Rice be fired? I think a resounding yes is the answer. You just can't do these things. That's just the whole grain of everything. You cannot do this. And the abuse went too far, and he should have been fired the first time. They didn't fire him the first time because it was a first offense. No, you've got to fire him. There's no way to get around it. Not only have you damaged your stock in public opinion, you damaged your stock in trying to recruit players. And that's going to hurt you in the long run if you don't drop him right now. So the clock is on. How long will it take for Mike Rice to get fired? Keep an eye out on the television, because I'm sure it'll be coming through in the next day, if not today. I'm Jason McKinney. Thank you for watching this episode of In 5 Minutes or Less, and have a great day. 'Cause if you